Hey everybody, this is Modern Refugee. Doing a video here on preparedness, home protection gear, and a little bit of the mindset behind some of this gear. This is the second video here that I'm doing. This is on the hardware aspect of it, and this is the physical gear that I keep handy if I need to react to some type of situation. And I have a general Minuteman area, I guess, in my house where I keep my gear at the ready so I can grab that stuff and don it if I need to, depending on what the situation dictates. And some of the stuff that I have here is I got a belt that I basically put together on a rigger's belt, and it holds my holster, and it holds 2 magazines, and it's just a plain rigger's belt, and all this these holders and holsters that are on here, they're all secured in place so they don't move, and I can just thread that through, cinch it down. It's tight, it goes on me. I know it's not an actual what they call war belt, but it is my main pistol belt, and I keep that handy. I can throw it on quickly. I keep 2 magazines in it. Whenever I shoot or practice, I always practice reloading out of this setup right here, whether it's for my handgun or my rifle. And it's served me well, and it's a fairly inexpensive setup. Now, the second piece of equipment that I have is I have a old U.S. Palm Defender rig, and this particular rig here I've literally had for like 9 or 10 years. It's got a couple of ballistic panels in it, front and back. It holds the 3 magazines and goes on pretty quickly. I can grab it, and I can throw it on, and it's sort of a quick access rig. I keep this with my belt, so I can throw this on, I can throw my belt on if something's going on, and more or less, without just a couple other little things that I have here, I'm more or less ready to go in case I have to go confront some type of bad situation. I keep a tourniquet up here on my left shoulder. I can access this with either hand, and I actually practice putting a tourniquet on from this position right here when we go out and shoot. The magazines are pretty much straightforward, and I got one accessory pocket right here that I keep a decompression needle, and I keep a multi-tool, and then I keep a small handheld flashlight. All of this stuff is right quick here on my kit. And then this pocket on the top is where my shears set in case I have to cut anything away. And then this is sort of the homemade aspect of this. Underneath my panel, I have a homemade IFAK that I put together with the gear that I have here at home. I got chest seals, I got hemostatic gauze, clotting sponge, compressed gauze. I actually took a Israeli bandage out of the package, compressed it, and then I have a ace bandage in here as well. And then I have a long tab, and that just sort of sticks out the bottom of the vest, and that actually sits behind my ballistic panel in this vest, and you can see there how easy it is to take out and to put back in there. And the reason I don't have an IFAK on my belt is 9 chances in 10 if something goes wrong or if something happens, I'm going to have to jump in a vehicle, throw my rifle on the dashboard, and go check out whatever it is. If it's in my neighborhood or if it's in my town, and I'm needed, I'm gonna go respond to that. But if I have an IFAK on the small of my back and I jump in a vehicle, you can see where that would be kind of a pain. So I've went ahead and I've sort of modified all the different IFAKs that are out there. I grabbed sort of the best gear that I thought that I might need, and I'll vacuum seal that into a square pouch the size of my plate carrier here, and then just thrown that in there. And this is what I run around with. This is what I shoot in. This is what I practice in. I've practiced with several different rifles over the years with this. I've used this in the winter. I've used this in the summer. This is small enough in the winter that if I need to throw a coat over top of it, leave the coat open in the front, I'm good. And also, this doesn't stick out enough like a chest rig does if I have to lay prone. If I have to get down low on something, then I don't have a lot of gear on my chest. I can lay flat if I have to, and that's one problem that I found with chest rigs over the years. So this is my plate carrier, and like I said, I'm probably going to get grief from the tactical experts in the audience that it's not as high speed as some of the other stuff, but for me in my neighborhood, it's basically it works for me, and I've practiced with this for a long time already. I'm very comfortable using it. The other things that sit by that vest are my ear protection, electronic, so I can pop them on, turn it on. I have a couple different kinds of safety glasses. I have both tinted, like I always wear, and clear, and they are all safety glasses, so I got a little bit of protection there from that for any flying debris or whatever. And then I've got gloves. I got several different types of gloves, anywhere from mechanics gloves to these actual tactical gloves here with the knuckles. I've had these for quite a few years too. That all sort of hangs by that gear. And then I've got two different packs that I can grab or take with me if I would be needed at some other point. And the first one is just a plain old hiking backpack, and I do have a Baofeng radio in it with a upgraded antenna. And this particular pack, word on the Baofeng radio, if something would happen where the whole grid would go down, we would communicate here in the neighborhood with either walkie-talkies, CB radios hooked up to car batteries, or Baofeng radios. And another thing, if something bad would happen, it's my belief that things like road commission, public transit, they all have some type of ham radio in them, basically, where they tune to a specific frequency. I believe some of those things would be used in auxiliary to the local dispatch that's around here to communicate. So I want to be able to patch into those if I have to with those frequencies. It's pretty simple to look up the frequencies that things like, you know, road commissions and public transit operate on, so you could monitor those frequencies if you had to. And then the inside of this is basically a chest rig that I cut up. And I cut an old chest rig up that I had, and I Velcroed a panel in there that holds my magazines. And I hold, this particular pack holds 6 magazines, and then I mollied another panel on the front of this here. And this can hold pistol magazines or whatever gear that I need. And then the other pocket here, got battery, got earpiece for the Baofeng, got spare battery for the Baofeng, got recharging cords for my phone, and this is a fairly large recharging pack here. It's got 7 charges for the phone and stuff. So I can go ahead and charge stuff because, like I said in my other video, this is your most important piece of communication gear as long as the system's up. So if the system's up, I still have that. I have a small firearm cleaning kit here. All this is a bore snake and some lube. And then the last thing that I have in here is a pair of binoculars, so I can observe and report depending on what's going on. I also have enough room in here that I could throw my IR camera if I would need to do that. And then I also, on the front pocket here, I got a couple of small items. I got a water filter, got a headlamp with a red lens. I also got a spare pack of batteries for that headlamp. And then in the back, I just got a large bottle of water and a couple of snacks. And this pretty much just, there's my large bottle of water there, and just a bag with a couple of snacks in it. So if I had to just run off into the blue something was going on in my neighborhood, and they said, hey, you know, refugee, you need to keep an eye on this intersection, or you need to keep an eye on this warehouse, or whatever it might be. I can grab this guy right here, and then it gives me some added gear that I got with the stuff that I already showed you that I'm going to have on. And then I have a sort of a grab-and-go larger medical kit. And this larger medical kit is basically, it's pretty lightweight. Got a shears on the outside. And then in the inside front pocket here, got some tourniquets. And got my gloves on the outside, and the top here I got more gloves, and I got different pieces of medical equipment. And then the inside I got all my different gauzes and tapes and Israeli bandages and packing gauze and just the whole 9 yards. So if I had to respond to a serious injury and try to stabilize that, I have this on top of the pack that is inside my chest carrier. And that all that stuff sort of hangs around my, you know, my little Minuteman area that I got in my house, so I can grab and don this stuff depending on what the situation would dictate. It's very important that you take this stuff out and use it and practice with it. You need to roll around in the grass and the sand with it. You need to shoot with this stuff on. You need to have a plan to throw it in your vehicle and go where you need to go. There's just different aspects of it. It's more than just buying the stuff and having it set in a corner. You have to actually get out and use it, you know. Stuff don't look like this unless you actually go out and use it. And you need to beat up your gear a little bit to see if it works for you. And you see, once, like I said, I've never seen too many people that have their gear set up kind of like I do, and that comes from my own experience of actually running around and using it. And if something did happen, I would probably modify it again. Everything that you've seen here, none of this stuff is set in stone, and it can and will be changed if it needs to be changed. If I get a different piece of gear or something changes, technology changes, and I find something else that works better, everything here can be jettisoned and reworked depending on what the situation is. But anyway, I just want to take a few minutes here to show you the hardware to go along with my software in these two videos here, and sort of how I look at home protection for preppers and the Minuteman aspect. But anyway, it's a Modern Refugee. I appreciate all my subscribers out there. Hope you guys got a little information and a little entertainment out of this video here, just talking about some of this stuff just as an average person. Anyway, you guys have a good day.